Hey everyone, this is Jesse here. I'm a new author that just came out with a book called The Elemental Conductors, and in an effort to increase the book's exposure, I thought I would read the first chapter in parts for you guys. If you like it, let me know, and I'll keep it going. Now without further ado, this is The Elemental Conductors, Chapter 1, The Trouble with Thunderstorms, Part 1. It's 12 a.m. on a clear, crisp fall night. A steady, cool breeze blows, lifting the red-orange colored leaves in the air in fantastic fashion, in a way that might suggest they're putting on a performance for the numerous little lights above. As if in response, these beautiful stars flicker and pulsate in the night sky, as the moon shines down its pale light on Joshua Matthews, a strong, somewhat muscular 24-year-old man with short raven-colored hair, bright hazel eyes, fair skin, and a light 5 o'clock shadow peppering the lower half of his face. He has an exceptional view of the dancing lights in the night sky from atop the utility pole he is currently repairing, causing him to lose focus, distracting him from the task at hand as he stares up into the sky in admiration of the beauty above him. Joshua is a newly hired electrician working the night shift for Cable Solutions, Inc., an emergency electrical cable repair company in Io City, a place where daily life requires a constant connection to an electrical source to run smoothly. Eos is a relatively big city with tall buildings, fast cars, big digital displays for advertisements, and slick high-speed trains called light rails for mass public travel. All these things run on electricity. The cars are electric. The building's internal systems operations drain electrical power. The digital displays consume the charge, and the light rails rely on electric currents that are built into the tracks. Even money is tied to the power grid systems because physical money doesn't exist anymore. Everything is bought with credit cards that rely on electricity to function properly. Io City only has one place of unconverted nature, and that is Garden Park, a natural gem of vibrant grass and tall majestic oak trees, a place for those that want refuge from the cold steel of city life. Unfortunately, the park seems to get smaller and smaller with each passing year, as more commercial city buildings are built along the park's borders. In the center of this bustling electronic metropolis is Ion, the heavily guarded power grid that powers the entire city, feeding electricity into Eos in its many parts through the utility poles placed around and throughout the city. So even if one of the power lines on the utility poles goes down, it can cause havoc. This causes electricians to be on call at any time of day or night, and so on this night, the new guy has been called to fix one of those power lines. Noticing Joshua lost in thought, his friend and co-worker Tony Russo calls up to him from the company van parked below. "Hey, what did I say about daydreaming while you were up there?" Tony chastises. "Sorry, Tony. I just got distracted by the stars," Joshua replies. "Well, you can't be doing that. It's dangerous up there. You need to stay focused." I know, you're right, and it won't happen again." Tony is a 25-year-old man with an average build, dark brown hair, brown eyes, and slightly tan skin. He tends to have a generally gruff air about him, though not necessarily mean or angry, just tough, like someone who has been through a lot in his life and lived to tell about it. The two men have known each other for a long time now, and it was actually Tony that got Joshua this job, so he is the one who was tasked with his training as well as keeping an eye on his distractible friend. The power lines on Bleecker Street that the pair are currently working on fixing were brought down by a raging lightning storm last night, and since there were so many calls for down utility poles at the time, Cable Solutions Inc. has just gotten around to sending Joshua and Tony to assess the situation. Io City does get thunderstorms from time to time, but a lightning storm like the one last night was very unusual. And comparing that to the beautifully peaceful scenery of tonight, one might think it was just a feverish nightmare, were it not for the down power lines it left in its wake. As Joshua gets back to work, under Tony's watchful supervision, the flickering lights of the night sky begin to fade as dark storm clouds quickly roll in, transforming the once illuminated sky into a twisted and ominous black, almost as if a black hole had formed in the sky. Joshua and Tony can only look up in disbelief. "What the hell?" Joshua says. "This cannot be good," Tony remarks with a worried look on his face. "Another storm at this hour? But the sky was just clear a minute ago. I think it's time we call it a night, Josh." Tony could tell something was very wrong as the clouds seemed to get even darker than they were before, though he wasn't sure how that was even possible, considering how dark they were already. As Tony looked up at Joshua, still high atop the utility pole, he noticed one of the clouds directly above Joshua start to light up with electricity, and as if sensing what was about to happen, he screams, "Joshua, get down!" But it was too late. All Josh could do was turn his head toward his friend before the lightning strikes his very heart with a thunderous boom. impact sending him crashing to the ground below as he lands with a massive thud. The last thing he sees is Tony running toward him as his vision fades to black. Well, that's the end of part 1, guys. Hope you liked it. I myself think my voice sounds funny when recorded, but oh well. If you do like this, I'm going to try and upload one of these every weekend. It's also okay not to like it. All opinions are welcome, but do try to be nice about it. Anyway, if you are a fan, like and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next weekend. Happy reading!